Der Weltraum. Unendliche Weiten. Wir befinden uns in einer fernen Zukunft. Dies sind die Abenteuer des neuen Raumschiffs Dawn, das viele Lichtjahre von zu Hause entfernt ist, um fremde Welten zu entdecken, unbekannte Lebensformen und neue Zivilisationen. Die Dawn dringt dabei in Galaxien vor, die noch nie ein Jem'Hadar zuvor gesehen hat.
One way or another, the war ends today. The Iconians are massing for a final push towards the key worlds of the Alliance. We are gathering any remaining forces to mount a defense. And perhaps, if we are fortunate, we will be able to turn back time.
Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen zurück in den Iconianischen Krieg von Star Trek Online und die finale Quest dieser Questreihe, ja, nennt sich Mitternacht. Ja, jetzt wird's nochmal heftig. So, wir bekommen ein bisschen Zeugs wie Friedensstifter, ein Outfit, Iconianer-Weste und sowas und ja, wir akzeptieren natürlich. Ja, the war continues, aber nicht mehr lange. Dann kommt wahrscheinlich ein anderer Krieg, weil es immer um Krieg geht. Na gut, ich verschwinde mal wieder kurz in mein Inventar und ja, weise da mal eine Aufräumung an und dann sehen wir uns gleich sofort wieder. Bis gleich. Und da bin ich auch schon wieder aus den Tiefen meines Inventars hervorgekrochen und ja, wir beginnen Mitternacht, die dann die letzte ist von zumindest der Questreihe. Nun, dann starten wir das Finale.
You are cleared for docking.
Das ist auch freundlich. Die von den Krennen entwickelte temporale Phasenverschiebung macht dies zu einem der wenigen sicheren Sammlungspunkte für das, was von der Flotte der Allianz noch übrig geblieben ist. Captain, ich hoffe, diese Bemerkung ist nicht unangebracht, aber ich freue mich schon wirklich darauf, die Iconianer für den Tod unserer Freunde büßen zu lassen. Nee, ist schon okay, hast dich ja nett ausgedrückt. Ich vermisse sie auch, aber im Moment muss ich mich mit einigen der anderen Captains treffen, um unsere Befehle zu besprechen. Ja. Okay. Reden wir mal mit den Leuten. Du bist gerade hier, Captain Coran.
The High Command is still intact, and Kronos remains unconquered. Even so, this war cannot be won if we lose Earth. The Bortesque will fight until she can fight no more, as will I. If this is to be our end, then I will meet it with blade in hand and blood in my teeth. I can ask for no greater honor than to fight beside an ally who has shown this courage time and again.
Kapla, Captain Coran. So. Captain schon. Na, sind wir schon wieder hier?
Glad you're here. We've been fighting non-stop and it feels like we're barely making a dent. Command says we're preparing for our last chance. I hope they have an ace up their sleeve, because I can't see a way to defeat the Iconians in a straight military battle. Whatever happens, just remember that you'll always have the Enterprise at your side.
Vielen Dank, Captain schon. Warum auch immer. Okay, Commander Jarok.
All these years of pain and strife, and it comes to this? I cannot believe that this is how we will end. Our suffering, our struggles cannot be rendered so meaningless. You know what we have been through. This bitter taste, this grief that washes over me cannot be the last thing that I feel. We will rise again from this. We must.
Jolan True, Commander Jarok. Die Lage ist ernst, Sir. Die meisten klammern sich noch an ein wenig Hoffnung fest. Doch wir alle haben in diesem Krieg so viel verloren, dass der Druck für jeden immer unerträglicher wird. Wir begeben uns besser zur Besprechung. Hoffentlich hat Captain Kagran ein paar gute Neuigkeiten. Ja, das hoffen wir doch alle. Aber Zweifel sind da. So. Nun, Kagran?
We have defeated one Iconian, but the cost to do so was too high. The Iconian forces are too numerous for us to sustain such a strategy. We have been forced to our last resort. The Krinim time ship has been modified, and we can use it to generate a portal to send us back to the ancient time of Iconia. Once there, we must prevent any Iconians from escaping the destruction of their home world. If necessary, we must kill the remaining Iconians ourselves.
Unsere bisherigen Zeitreise-Experimente sind allesamt fehlgeschlagen.
We presumably failed at temporal incursion, changing things in the past while remaining in a bubble of temporally shielded current time. This allows the timeline to unfold as it will, almost randomly. My team and I have been working on an alternative method that will actually send someone back in time to the past, where they can directly affect the timeline and help to guide it along the desired path. We've been running some basic scenarios that leave us quite hopeful that we can aid in the original attacks on ancient Iconia to ensure there are no survivors for us to deal with in the present.
Das erscheint mir ein überaus riskanter Plan zu sein. Und selbst wenn er funktioniert, begehen wir Völkermord.
We cannot sustain this war. The Iconians will destroy or conquer every species in the galaxy if we do not stop them now. There is no guarantee that this plan will work, but if we do not try, we will certainly lose everything. Our long-range sensors have detected signs of transit from the Iconian spheres. The Iconians must be preparing their heralds for another large-scale invasion. We are gathering our remaining forces to make our stand.
Ja, gut. Ja, rein in die Besprechung.
The Iconians have picked our next battlefield, and it is the Sol system. If Earth falls, we have lost this war. We have one move left to us, and it is to move this war to a battlefield of our own design. We will attack the Iconians in the past. We've identified that the Iconians were forced from their homeworld in an attack 200,000 years ago. We will take part in that attack and ensure there are no survivors to fight us in the present. Noise team is busy reconfiguring the time ship. There are no guarantees, even with time travel on our side. We must hold out long enough for a ship to pass through a temporal portal. That means fighting this fight and every other until this technology is complete.
Captain, this goes against everything we stand for. Everything we've been fighting for.
You talk of honor and duty and freedom. All of these will just be words if we fail. We can try to live up to these ideals when we survive.
Der ist tatsächlich mit seiner Waffe hier am Tisch. Sind Sie bereit, auf die USS-Dorn zurückzukehren, Sir? Ne, warte mal ganz kurz. Ich habe hier viele Ausrufezeichen gesehen. Jo. Dann reden wir noch mal kurz mit den Leuten schon.
I don't agree with this course of action. It goes against everything that Starfleet was founded on. That being said, I can't think of any better options. We've been unable to turn the tide of this war. I will defend Earth until my final breath. I just want to make sure that if we win, we do so without becoming everything we're fighting against.
Ich stimme zu. Wir sollten unsere Prinzipien in schweren Zeiten nicht einfach über Bord werfen. Das ist allerdings richtig. Völkermord ist jetzt keine unbedingt gute Lösung. Was ist denn eigentlich das? Achso, Jarok?
All this talk about staying true to some grand principles is meaningless. Let's first win this war by whatever means are necessary. I'd be happy to let my descendants worry about asking for forgiveness for my actions.
Das sehe ich anders. Überleg doch mal, willst du auch nochmal dein Planet nochmal zerstören sehen? Und nochmal? Und nochmal? Wenn es notwendig wird? Ist das dann auch alles belanglos? Ich freue mich darauf, darüber mit den zukünftigen Mitgliedern der Jarok-Familie zu sprechen. Ja. So, Koren.
We have a tremendous fight ahead of us that we need to prepare for. Do not distract yourself with philosophical debate. If you are doing right by yourself and your crew, those are the only measures necessary for determining honor. I will see you in battle.
Es ist mir stets ein Vergnügen, an ihrer Seite zu kämpfen. Ja, kann ich da nichts zu sagen. Sie ist halt Klingone. Okay, dann können wir. Sind Sie bereit? Natürlich bin ich bereit. Hochbeam.
You are cleared for departure. Good luck.
Die Iconianer haben ihren Angriff gestartet. Eingehender Ruf von Captain Cogran auf den Schirm.
I've gotten word from Nori. They've completed their modifications, and the Krinim time ship is on its way. We must hold off the heralds long enough for the Krinim ship to arrive and generate a portal. Once the portal is opened, we will go back in time to ancient Iconia and try to change history. But first, we must survive long enough to do so.
Wo können wir unsere Verteidigung verstärken?
Enterprise here. We've intercepted a group of heralds. Can you give us a hand with them?
Verstanden, Enterprise. Wir sind auf dem Weg.
This is the USS Hood. Our attack group is taking heavy losses.
RRW Electric responding to your call for assistance.
Kaboom! Macht sie alle fertig! Los! Drauf da! Puff weg! Das ist recht. Hilft ja auch nicht.
This is the USS Cleveland. We're losing reactor containment. We need immediate assistance.
Ja, ja.
Magnetic fields are failing. All hands, abandon ship.
Enterprise can hold the line. Help get those ships back into the fight.
Wir holen uns schon die Rettungskapsel. Jawohl.
Kurland here.
Okay, sieht so aus, als könnte die Defiant Hilfe bei den Schiffswerfen gebrauchen. Ja. Sobald ich gewendet habe, werden wir da im Sturzflug reinballern. Wumm.
Jupiter Station is reporting Herald ships are moving in some kind of massive infrastructure, requesting immediate assistance.
IMS Varanus, changing course to Jupiter Station.
Macht sie alle weg. Ich möchte ja nur noch Trümmer sehen. Feindliche Trümmer. Genau so.
The shipyards are losing integrity. We need someone on damage control, or we may lose them before the ships in dock can mobilize.
Ja, bin schon dabei.
Akagi here. We've restored main power. Thanks for keeping the gantries intact. Bringing the fighting 99th Attack Wing into battle now.
This is
Alles klar.
ESD control. We're losing life support and transporters are offline.
Earth's space dock has lost main power. We're evacuating the crew.
Boom.
Chimera, all non-essential personnel are away.
Jo. Und da platzen sie Schiff für Schiff. Captain, die Herolde versuchen sich so zu positionieren, dass sie die Flotte der Allianz flankieren können. Wir müssen sie schnell abfangen, bevor sie unsere Schlachtformation zunichte machen. Alles klar. Macht sie alle weg. Läuft. Flanke beschützt.
I told you I'd be back, and this time I brought friends.
We have brought together forces from every quadrant of the galaxy. The Iconians have done the impossible. They've united us.
I hope you're happy to see me. It doesn't look like things have been going too well so far. I left because I needed to find allies for this war, ones who you couldn't or wouldn't talk to. The Dominion understands the Iconian threat, and they are quite eager to protect their stake in this galaxy.
Okay, sie kommen wie immer genau zur rechten Zeit.
The Herald ships are regrouping. We should use this respite to our advantage. Form up at the KIS Anorax. We must protect it long enough for it to activate a time portal. Once the portal is stabilized, we can use it to go back to Iconia's past and hopefully undo this war before it starts.
Das ist unsere einzige Option.
Our situation is desperate. If we fail here, Earth will fall. And Kronos won't have much hope of standing without it.
Das ist unsere letzte Chance. Ich werde sie in der Vergangenheit wiedersehen.
I am arriving with the time ship. We must protect it until the portal is stable.
Alles klar.
The Iconians off of us. Temporal coordinates have been identified.
Ja. Wo schieße ich denn gerade drauf? Aha. Diesen Mords-Dreadnought. Während der da meine Schilde wegbrennt. Frechheit.
We're halfway there, creating a bridge across space-time.
Komm, geh drauf. Danke.
Just a little bit longer, stabilizing the temporal portal so a ship can travel through it.
Aha. Das heißt ja eigentlich ein bisschen länger. Es ist irgendwie alles tot. Die Schlacht ist bereits gewonnen. Es vibriert trotzdem noch alles. Jetzt nicht mehr. Okay.
That's it. The portal is active and stable. Enter it now.
Okay. Und los!
Energizing temporal emitters. The time portal is open and stable.
Go! Get through that portal!
Setting a course now.
The heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing. Hurry!
More gateways! An Iconian flagship is moving in!
This is the moment of your extinction.
Not today. Everyone, form up and cover our six.
Theirs not to make reply. Theirs not to reason why. Theirs but to do and die. Into the Valley of Death rode the 600.
Evaluating astrometrics. Confirmed. We have traveled back approximately 200,000 years. Only our two ships made it through.
There are no signs of Captain Cogran or his ship. We will have to continue the mission without him.
Captain, wir haben ein paar vorläufige Scans unserer temporalen Position durchgeführt. Noyer hat uns genau dorthin gebracht, wo und wann wir sein wollten. Auf Iconia, ungefähr 2 Stunden vor dem Angriff auf diese Welt. Danke, 3 or 4.
Perfect. This will give us a moment to get our bearings and figure out how best to prevent the Iconians from escaping their doom. There are only 12 Iconians that we've encountered, so trying to deal with just those 12 will be a much easier task than trying to take on this whole world.
Lassen Sie uns herausfinden, was wir in der Zeit, die uns bleibt, über das Volk lernen können. Guten Tag.
Greetings of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. My name is Mitara, and I am a herald of Mitara. Before I can allow you to pass, I must scan you to ensure that your technology is of a sufficient level for you to be allowed access to our city. This will only take a moment.
Ist selbstverständlich.
Your technology is sufficient, but your chronoton particles are substantially out of phase. Please follow me. You must speak to my mistress.
Gehen Sie voran.
Remember why we are here. Every Iconian must die in the bombardment, and their technology cannot be taken. If even one Iconian escapes, this could all be for nothing.
Keine Sorge, ich werde es nicht vergessen. Ich bin mir über unsere Aufgabe im Klaren, auch wenn ich mir nicht sicher bin, ob wir richtig handeln. Ja, letzteres.
I recommend we begin by infiltrating their government building. We need access to their data and the gateway controls.
Einverstanden. Wir dürfen nicht zulassen, dass auch nur eine ihrer Technologien überdauert. Ja. Folgen wir dem
You've seen the ruins of a once mighty empire. This is Iconia at the height of its power.
Ist ganz hübsch hier. Ah ja. Tara. Wir hatten ja schon mal das Vergnügen, nur ein bisschen anders. Zu einer anderen Zeit.
I apologize for the interruption, Honored One. These travelers have just arrived at our city. Their chronoton particles are out of phase. And per your instructions, I have brought them to you.
Höflich zuhören. Hm?
Thank you, Mataruan. You may return to your station. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Iconia. It is highly unusual to receive visitors with such unusual chronoton signatures, and yet we have had 2 in less than a cycle. Do you know a being named Cogran?
Aha, ja, wir wurden auf unserer Reise hierher von Cogran getrennt.
Wonderful. He will be quite pleased to reunite with you. You should be able to find him in the residential district. I imagine you passed through the same chronoton-charged nebula he did. That would account for the anomalous readings.
Okay, ja. Wir haben diesen Nebel passiert. Gibt es etwas anderes, das wir wissen sollten?
Since you are explorers like Cogran, I suggest you speak to Lemiran. She is the keeper of our world heart, a repository of all knowledge and a genetic record of the worlds we have visited. The astrometrics data in the world heart could prove quite useful to you. Do you have any questions?
Ja. Was sind die Herolde?
Our world teems with life, but we were the first to become self-aware. Time is no enemy to us. An Iconian can live thousands of years, but our numbers have always been few, and as the years passed, we understood that would not change. Needing servants and companions, we found a local population that could be molded and shaped to suit our purposes.
Okay, fahren Sie fort.
At first, we used them as beasts of burden or for tasks that were too difficult or dangerous to do ourselves. I imagine your own species has similar creatures. Over the years, machines and technology began to replace many of those functions. And as technology advanced, what we needed from the heralds changed as well. Ultimately, we needed beings who could think for themselves. Our genetic reshapers transformed the heralds from beasts to companions. Now we have achieved a kind of symbiosis. The heralds perform the routine tasks that keep our society moving. We provide leadership, technological advancement, and defense.
Wie ist Ihre Beziehung zu den Herolden?
We are patrons, parents, and perhaps even gods to the heralds. In turn, they are our hands, our eyes, and our pets. Each herald is created to fulfill a specific function for his master. For example, it is my duty to interact with visitors to our world, but I cannot always be there to greet them. Mitternacht stands in my stead, examining those who seek our gifts and bringing any special guests, like yourself, to me.
Macht Sinn. Wie werden die Herolde erschaffen?
We begin with a particular genetic line. Sometimes we will use archived genetic material from the world heart, but most often we simply take what we need from heralds who already perform a similar service. We then resequence the genetic material in utero, removing any defects and enhancing natural abilities the herald will need. We also modify their behavior to ensure loyalty and remove unwanted aggression. Once they are born, we begin an intensive training process. Heralds mature very quickly, so by the time their training is complete, they are fully grown and ready to serve.
Interessant. Da war eigentlich noch eine Frage, aber offensichtlich ist im Augenblick wäre das alles.
PlayStation